Compliments to Dr. Anurag Batra for this novel near starting point embarked upon. Business world's arc of recognition beyond business, linking it with societal concerns, with the flagging of the Business World Disrupt Social Impact Summit and awards. Going beyond your regular remit is to me a celebration of sorts, out of the box thinking. So I'm indeed delighted to be in your midst this evening. I'm pleased that Anuragji has requested me to share our narrative on how philanthropy has been and continues to be a generational legacy. Before I move on to the subject, I would like to happily state that we in India are on an amazing transformational journey. Thanks to the enlightened government policies, the development sector, individuals, corporates, and NGOs, there is an explosion of interest in taking India to the top of the pole on every count. We are over the moon, and India's imprint on the globe is unmissable. Along with growth comes a set of challenges as well, such as sticky inflation, rising prices, and unemployment, which the government is tackling proactively. Hopefully, we will tide over them in the near future. Talking about philanthropy as a generational legacy, I naturally feel very nostalgic. So it's going to be a flashback, the retro recollects, and zoom into now moment in a short capsule. It all goes back to over a century, steeped in history. In that distant past, the Birla family, led by Sri Ghanshyam Dasji Birla, my grandfather-in-law, in the true spirit of altruism, began exploring the route to doing more good. He was an inspirational primer for giving. He believed intrinsically in philanthropy, deeply influenced by Gandhiji. And I shall come back to this aspect in a bit. To set the context, let me give you a preview of Dadoji's persona. To begin with, there was the ring of spirituality circling him, the principle of sacredness and faith in the divine underlined Dadoji's munificence. This was manifested in the beautiful temples that dot the nook and cranny of the country. In his own mind, there was a growing backlash against inequities in society. Dadoji believed that people must lead a productive, fulfilling life away from poverty, diseases, and illiteracy. That every life must have value. Therefore, his business instincts were guided by what was good for our people and good for the country. And that is the continuing legacy bequeathed to us. Daoji held a strong view that we must feel the pain of the people. And India then stood on the cusp of misery, shackled by the chains of bondage under the colonial domination of the British. Naturally, Daoji was greatly influenced by Mahatma Gandhi, who looked upon him as a close confidant and a mentor. In turn, Daoji always said that he lived in the shadow of the Mahatma. Both these icons had a commonality of vision. Daoji and the Mahatma shared a symbiotic relationship that extended into a folklore over these decades. Throughout the freedom struggle, they worked hand in hand, akin to principled brothers. Their fascinating life in the pursuit of happiness for people through freedom harks us back to the moments of hope, and amidst despair, light amidst darkness, valor against cowardice. Times that were a challenge, witnessed to our pain during the freedom struggle, the world wars, and the aftermath, and in this chaos, the spawning of a nation that is India. Together, they changed the course of history. Beyond freedom, there was a deeper connect. Gandhiji's philosophy of simple living and high thinking preyed on Daoudji's mind, and it became an integral part of his life. And this is yet another legacy which we have inherited from Daoudji. It provides a leeway to enhance purposeful giving through not being enslaved by materialism. This philosophy also shaped his thinking on business and the role business plays in society. Gandhiji's nationalist fervor and the trusteeship concept deeply influenced him. He never looked upon himself as the owner of a business empire, but instead as a trustee of society's wealth. And this explains why the philosophy of giving and caring have been deeply rooted in the DNA of our group. A little aside, Gandhiji would often turn to Daoudji for support, not only for the freedom struggle, but to causes such as education and upliftment of Harijans and helping destitutes. For instance, during the Bengal famine of 1914, at the behest of Gandhiji, the Birla family looked after thousands of destitutes, helping the relief and rehabilitation process. Considering the philanthropy context with all humility, the Aligarh Muslim University was accorded rupees 70,000 to complete a wing and rupees 2 lakhs to the Harijans, besides the ask for educational institutes. For setting up the Birla Vishwakarma Mahavidyalaya in Gujarat, rupees 25 lakhs was given in that day and age. All this was done because Daoudji also believed in education as not only the gateway to wisdom and learning, but equally important to create a level playing field for those on the edge of society. Today, we reach out to well over 100,000 students through our network of formal and non-formal educational institutes. Of these, girls constitute 50%. And this leg up to education is a continuing legacy. It might interest you to learn that what started as BITS Pilani in 1964, under the tutelage of Daoudji, has grown many-fold with successive generations. In expansion of our patriarch's vision, today we have a BITS in Pilani, in Goa, Hyderabad, Dubai, and furthermore, BITS Law School and BITS School of Management have also been instituted in Mumbai. All of this has been accomplished under the oversight of our fourth generation leader, our group chairman, and my son, Kumar Mangalam. I take great pride in sharing with you that this DNA of giving and caring manifests itself in the fifth generation of the family as well. All of them have set up institutions that aim to uplift, engage, and empower communities. By now, you have formed a fairly good idea of our playbook. Now, being involved in communities and enriching lives gives us a purpose. We work in 9,000 villages and reach out to 11 million people through our projects in healthcare, education, sustainable livelihood, infrastructure development, and creating model villages. All of our group's work is carried out under the aegis of the Aditya Birla Center for Community Initiatives and Rural Development. Most of us, by and large, lead fairly satisfying lives, experience several moments of rewards. Therefore, there should be some obligation to think and act beyond yourself. I firmly believe that each one of us has the power and the potential to make a difference to lives other than our own. We have the capacity, in however small a way, to provide a chance to someone to live his or her own dreams. It is never too late or too early to make a beginning. Even a small beginning like investing your time, some wallet share, and mentoring one underprivileged child in your vicinity will work wonders. Martin Luther King once said, and I quote, "Everyone can be great because everyone can serve. It will be worthwhile for you to action it and see how good you feel." As my end slate, let me read out an excerpt from my chairman's letter to shareholders, cut from our recent annual report. And I quote, "The foundation of our group rests on philosophy of trusteeship, which imagines corporations as institutions that drive collective prosperity. This philosophy has played an integral role in shaping our actions for generations, guiding us in our quest to enrich lives. Over the years, this purpose, though unstated, has been our unwavering anchor." Unquote. This philosophy is at the forefront. It is the glue that binds all of our group companies on the path of altruism. This has been the way of life for over 100 years and will continue to circle our group in a timeless way endlessly. Thank you.